Hi, good day, my dear tourists. My name is Jomar S. Borongan Jr., or you can just call me JB. JB, not BJ, okay? So now, in behalf of Less of a Tours, I am your tour guide for today's video. So now, before we begin, may I please set up first a few reminders for our virtual tour. Now, in terms of our internet connection, please do reconnect or refresh your browser if there is a problem with your internet connectivity during our tour. Secondly, please do mute yourselves and avoid unnecessary noises as we proceed in our virtual tour. And lastly, if you do have any questions, please do ring me up in the comment section down below for your queries, okay? So, without further ado, let me first open up our AVP for the singing of our national anthem first. Okay, now let me just share my screen here. Okay, here it is.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Okay, now, thank you very much for watching our AVP. Now, that's our Philippine national anthem. Okay, now, before I introduce you to our first destination or our provincial tour and eco tour, let me first tell you about the Philippines. Okay, so before all that, this is the map of the Philippines. It's in the Pacific Ocean, and it's most likely devastated by typhoons from the from being developed in the Pacific Ocean. So the Philippines is a land rich in natural resources, scenic locales, and friendly smiles. So everybody here is welcome to be part of the fun, from captivating coastlines to the creative native crafts to the unique gastronomic experience you will find in the kind of fun that is uniquely yours. So, in the Philippines, we have languages, and we have two official languages. It is in the language of the Filipino and English. So, Filipino, which is based on Tagalog, is the national language. English is also widely used and is the medium of instruction in higher education. So there are also eight major languages spoken by a majority of the Filipinos. These are Tagalog, Cebuano, Ilocano, Hiligaynon or Ilonggo, Bicol, Waray, Kapampangan, and Pangasinense. So in the first half of the year, in the climate from January to May, it is the best time to visit the country. And from November to February is the cold time, while March to May is hot and dry. So in June to October is rainy, with the months between July and September characterized by the typhoons. So the average temperature here is in the 78 degrees Fahrenheit or 25 degrees Celsius, and the average humidity here is 77 degrees. Okay, and is 77%. And some parts of the country, such as Cebu, are warm and comfortable even in all seasons and can be visited throughout the year. So the currency here in the Philippines is in the Philippine peso and is the official currency of the country is 100 centavos or centimos make up 1 peso. So in the foreign exchange currency, where? So in the foreign exchange currency, it may be exchanged at your hotel and in most of the large department stores, banks, and authorized money exchanging shops. Exchanging money anywhere is illegal and the laws are strictly enforced. Most large stores, restaurants, hotels, and resorts accept major credit cards, including American Express, Visas, and MasterCard. Travelers' checks, preferably American Express, are accepted at hotels and large department stores. Also, personal checks drawn on foreign banks are generally not accepted. And the best currency to take when in the Philippines is the local peso. Also, in the clothing of the Filipinos, since the Philippines is a tropical country where temperature get humid, it is advisable to wear light and loose clothing. With white, light colors are perfect as they reflect the heat. Try your dark colored tops at night for a more refreshing feeling. Having a basic classic white tee is a strong recommendation. So, the men's national costume is called Barong Tagalog and a formal garment often made from thin fabric called pinya or abaca and is richly embroidered. It can be used by both men and women and it looks like a tunic or shirt with long sleeves and is worn over a usual shirt. So if you must attend any occasion which would require a suit and a tie, the Barong Tagalog is a wonderful substitute. Usually, it is worn by a Chinese colorless shirt called camisa de chino. Filipino is the native language, which is used nationally as a language of communication among ethnic groups, like any living language. Filipino is in a process of development through loans from Philippine languages and non-native languages for various situations among speakers of different social backgrounds and for topics for conversation and scholarly discourse. Whether you are visiting the Philippines for casual travel or investing for your own business, there is always something fun to discover. The Filipino is basically of Malay stock with a sprinkling of Chinese, American, Spanish, and Arab blood. Okay? Now, moving on. Without further ado, welcome to my province of Abra. But first, let me first tell you about the AVP of Abra. Okay? Now, let's watch this first. It's a video by Mike Mendoza. Okay, now that we're done, let me give you a brief introduction. So, in the map of the Philippine Islands, let me show you where Abra is located. Okay, so let me just Abra. Okay, so this is Abra. Okay, now, hmm, there. So, welcome to the home of the natural dye of the Philippines. And approximately 432.7 kilometer distance from Manila to Abra, Manila is the capital city of the Philippines. It is located at the western of the enormous Cordillera Administrative Region in northern Luzon. Abra is a landlocked province. This landlocked province is a melting pot of the upland, Tingguian tribes, distinct ethnicity, and the lowland people with predominant Spanish ancestry. The town of Bangued serves as the province capital, and except for the western portion, where the Abra River flows toward the coastal plains of Ilocos Sur, its deep valleys and sloping hills are enclosed uh, by rugged mountain chains, and due to its abundance of natural dye producing plants, the province of Abra is also known as the natural dye capital of the Philippines. Food, beverages, cosmetics, furniture, pharmaceutical products, and the barks, leaves, fruits, and roots of these plants are used to extract natural dyes that are used to color them. Okay, now. So Abra has a population of 250,985 as of the 2020 census. And for the geography, it has a land area of 3,975.55 square kilometers, or 1.3% of the total land area of the Philippines. It's big, isn't it? So it is the largest in terms of land area among the provinces in the Cordillera, and it is located on the western side of the Cordillera. Abra is a landlocked province of the Philippines in the Cordillera Administrative Region in Luzon. Its capital is Bangued, and it borders Ilocos Norte and Apayao on the north, Ilocos Sur and Mountain Province on the south, Ilocos Norte and Ilocos Sur on the west, and Kalinga and Apayao on the east. So, how many towns and municipalities? There are 27 municipalities here in Abra, namely Bangued, Bolinoy, Bukay, Buklok, Dagyuman, Danglas, Dolores, La Paz, Lacub, Lagangilang, Lagayan, Langidan, Likwan Baay, Luba, Malibkong, Manabu, Peñarubia, Piligan, Pilar, San Lapadan, San Isidro, San Juan, San Quintin, Tayum, Tinag, Tubu, and Villaviciosa. Also, the current mayor of Abra is Governor Maria Jocelyn Valera Bernos, and there are 303 barangays. So, the language spoken in Abra are Ilocano, Tingyan, Itnug, Tagalog, and English. So, the climate in Abra is characterized by two distinct seasons. The dry season occurs from November to April, and the wet season occurs from July to November with high rainfall intensities, storms, and typhoons. But before we begin, let me tell you the brief history of Abra. Okay, so Abra was established as a political and military province in 1846. So let's go to the capital first of Abra, Bangued, Abra. Okay, let's go there. Hmm, there. So this is the capital of Abra. So, if you see in this section, all roads in Abra are in a maze-like section. The reason of this is because of the crowd or the structure of the homes in Abra. If you can see, all the roads are parallel and diagonal. And this is because of the structure of Abra once when it was when it was civilized by Gabriela Silang when the Spanish came in subjugation of this land. So in this section, you can see here the plaza there. That is the plaza right there. Let me just have a closer look. There. So this is the plaza of Abra, and in front of the plaza is this capital. Okay, there. That is the capital of Abra. So we are currently located here in Bangued, Abra. Okay. Now let me tell you another brief history. Okay, so it was established as a political military since 1846. And Abra was formerly a part of the Ilocos province, but in 1818, the Ilocos region was split into two provinces and re-emerged with the Ilocos province in February 1905. It was part of the Ilocos province, and Abra remained a territory for her in 12 years, but regained state status only after the law 2683 was passed in March 1917. So in the agriculture is the state's primary economic activity, known in the Cordillera and northern provinces of Luzon. Horses were an important mode of transportation during the Spanish era, and the Abra River is frequently used as means of crossing and traveling into and out of the state. Missionary work was underway in Abra by the Augustinian order, which founded the town in Bangued in 1898. When the Spaniards arrived, priests undertook extensive research in the cultures of Abra's indigenous people due to the 18th century rebellion in the mid 1899. So Don Blas established a revolutionary government in Abra under the leadership of Jose Villamor Ricardo Valera, and served as governor until Abra entered the United States civil government, which was established on August 1909. Thus, during the Japanese occupation, a destructive guerrilla organization was formed to resist the invaders. Like other places, the state was also heavily damaged in World War II. Industry and real estate were adversely affected when the Americans took over the war and new system of government was enacted, and great changes took place in the social, religious, political, and economic lives of the people. Now that you have learned a brief history, get ready for our destinations. Okay. Now, let's first go to our first destination, which is Leila's Loom Weaving Center in La Paz, Abra. Okay. Leila's Loom Weaving Center in La Paz, Abra. There. So, this is where Leila's Loom Weaving Center is located. And unfortunately, we have no 3D pictures there, but we have pictures that are allocated in that spot. So this is in La Paz, Abra. This is the loom weaving center. There, there. Now, Abra is inhabited by the Tingguian and an indigenous people known for their traditional and traditional weaving called piningitan or bangkudo. It is an ancient craft that takes months to perfect. Its intricate weave and long natural dyeing process are amazing. The city of La Paz has a or the province of La Paz has a traditional loom factory specializing in the production of fine fabrics called abel. These textiles are handwoven by village women who learned the craft from their mothers and grandmothers. Layla's loom weaving mill is one of Abra's largest abel suppliers, and you can visit her in her workshop in the barangay if you want to see abel handcrafted by local weavers in Bulbulala. Okay, Bulbulala, Barangay Bulbulala in La Paz, Abra. Now, let's head on to our next destination, the Kaparkan Falls in Tinag, Abra. Kaparkan Falls, Tinag, Abra. There. Oh, it's here pala. Kaparkan Falls, Tinag, Abra. Kaparkan, there. Now, let's go and see Kaparkan Falls has to offer. Hmm, cannot be zoomed. Why is it? There. So, this is Kaparkan Falls. Hmm. So this is Kaparkan Falls. Let us see what it has to offer. There. So this is Kaparkan Falls, okay? So the Philippines is blessed with a number of beautiful falls, but nothing can compete with Kaparkan Falls in Abra. Kaparkan Falls is also known as Mulawin Falls, and locals already know about its existence for years, but it was only in August 2015 that it was discovered by an outsider. It has been part of Abra's top tourist attractions or destinations, and Kaparkan Fall measures approximately 1,000 meters high. It's literally a high terraced waterfall filled with number of small basins. The water in Kaparkan Falls eventually drains down to Tinag River, and lounge in one of its crystal clear pools or climb Kaparkan staircase because the limestone edges of the pools look slippery but are actually very safe to walk along barefoot. It's a majestic sight to behold because layers and layers of white limestone terraces filled with basins of water to bathe on. The waterfall stretches down to the river below that it's impossible to capture it in a single frame. On days with good rain, the basins brim with emerald green water. On drier days, the water is either clear or muddy. This is one of the reasons why Kabarkan Falls is best visited during the first onslaught of the typhoon season. Now, explore, enjoy, and immerse yourself in the beauty of the natural wonders of Kaparkan. Now, let's head on to our next destination. Our next destination is in Apao, Rolling Hills. Okay. Hmm. So let's go to the street view. Now, this is Apao, Rolling Hills. Welcome to the Tinug, Abra, Philippines. Okay, now the Apao rolling hills are a series of wave-like rolling hills about 50 kilometers north of Bangued in the municipality of Tinug. Roads are improving and are concreted nearly all the way to Vira, the new capital of Tinug. Travel to this remote part of Abra and is becoming easier, and it's also becoming cemented. The best viewpoint to take in the full wonder of the scenery of Apao rolling hills is just outside Vira. You need to pass by the row of wooden makeshift houses and stores that line the road and turn right down off a dirt road. And from here, you can gaze and be mesmerized at the natural wonder opening up before you. Okay? There are also two sides of Apa rolling hills. During the rainy season, the hills are various shades of green, which is a vast difference from the dry season when the colors change to brown as the grass that was once green lacks enough moisture for existence. But fear not, the views are just as astounding. Now, let's go to the local area. There. Let's go to the local area, which is in Banao Lake. Okay, let me share. Hmm, there. So this is the Banao Lake. Okay, here, there. This is the Banao Lake of Luba Abra. There. Now, it is a natural spring located at the summit of a mountain. So hike up to this emerald green lake for some fishing, rafting, swimming, or simply relaxing in a hammock between two coconut palms. The lake is an ideal location for a picnic with family or friends. Okay. Now, let's go to the next one. Now, we have here the bamboo raft. Where is it? Here. So we have here the bamboo raft in Abra or in Luba Abra. So riding a bamboo raft along the Abra River is an unforgettable experience, and this was the customary method of crossing rivers before bridges were created. Once aboard the raft, sit back and enjoy the ride on this non-motorized raft driven by the boatman's talent. The bamboo raft also transport motorbikes and passengers over the river and simply request a tricycle ride to Mabi, where the raft is located. 10 pesos is the tricycle fare. Okay? Now, let's go to the Sabnangan footbridge. Hmm, there. Sabnangan footbridge. Now, this bridge was featured by Biyahe ni Drew. Oh, where's the big one? Here. Now, this bridge, how can I? Now, it is also called as the Stairway to Heaven. And Sabnangan Footbridge in Luba Abra is one of the longest footbridge in the Philippines, specifically here in Southeast Asia. It connects Barangay Poblacion and Barangay Sabnangan, and it is a 560-meter long Sabnangan suspension footbridge and is the longest in the Philippines and Southeast Asia, as I said before. Also, it began the construction in 1998 and was completed 4 years later in 2002 and is making life easier for the local community. Walk across and enjoy the views upstream and downstream, and watch bamboo rafts fly up and down the river, or take the trail down into the river for panoramic views of the structure. To reach the bridge, follow the path behind the police station that leads down to the river. So when the bridge was not yet made or constructed, the people of Abra in my barangay, and it is my barangay in Sabnangan, Luba Abra, the people tend to swim ashore uh, in the rush in a fast rushing river to cross the other side. Okay, and it was very dangerous for the locals and especially for our lolas and parents back then. And thankfully, this bridge was made and built and constructed in honor of Senator Juan Flavier. So our next stop is Our Lady of Perpetual Help Church in Poblacion, Tuba, Abra. Okay, here it is. So this is the picture. So in our provincial tour, this was formerly a wooden church, and the construction began in 1941 and was delayed by World War II and was completed in 1956. The contemporary concrete church that stands there now was dedicated on June 26, 2004, after a 3-year construction period. Luba became a parish in 1956 and has had 22 priests back since then. The historic convent, which is now part of the Catholic school, is just next to the church. Now, let's go to the next stop, which is the Boni Falls. There, there. So, this is the Boni Falls. There. So, Boni Falls is only a short distance from Poblacion in Luba, and there is something for everyone here. You have the option of staying at at the lower levels or venturing up to the higher levels. The higher the level, the deeper the water. So it is child friendly and adult friendly, and for the adventurous types of people in rock climbing. So there are supposed to be more than 15 levels with pools and falls, and no two are alike. As you boulder, rappel, and climb the various terrains of Boni Falls, put your endurance to the test and please wear appropriate footwear and bring snacks for the journey. And our next stop is a cave. It's the Kaungugan Cave in Abra. Kaungugan. Kaungugan. There. So this is the Kaungugan Cave. But let me first see a better picture of it. There. Hmm. There. So Kaangugan Cave is a newly discovered attraction in Sandangan Lubaabra. It was discovered back then in, I think it was in 2018 or 2017, because we were the ones of our class who first ventured this cave, our class in the Catholic school. So the Kaungugan Cave in Butut Lubaabra is about in hours easy hike from the starting point in Poblacion Lubaabra. There are a few chambers to explore, and one of them has a natural underground lake to swim in, with a mini Kaparkan Falls at the end. So you'll see rock formations, stalagmites and stalactites along the way soon, and there will be a picnic area outside the cave. And do you know what that picnic area is? Okay, let's check it out. So the picnic area is in the okay, so this is the picnic area. Oh, Here. So, as you can see, in this area, these are pine trees. So here in the Cordilleras, pine trees are very common, and it's very shocking for the people that they have pine trees there in Abra, specifically in Butut Luba, Abra. So enjoy some fresh, cool air in Sitio Butut's pine forest, and there are spectacular views of Santa Maria and the Ilocos Sur coastline from here. If you want to spend a couple of days hiking or spelunking the nearby Kaungugan Cave, this is also a good place to camp. Now, here it's like this. There. That's the campsite that you can avail as you exit on the Kaungugan Cave. Now, again, in behalf of Lisova Tours, thank you for watching today's video. Again, I'm JB, your tour guide in Abra. Thank you. Bye.